What if you were told that you had 3 months to live? You know, the cliche line that goes, if today was your last day, what would you do? Comes up so many times. And most times, most people, including myself, don't do anything about their current life or their current circumstances. And then in the back of my mind, personally, I'm always saying something like, well, I'm healthy, right? I got nothing but time, so I'm not worried at all. What if someone, though, came to you and started talking to you in person who was about to die, and he or she told you their story, their thoughts, their dreams, and their lessons that they've learned along the way? Randy Pausch did just that. He was a professor at Carnegie Mellon and taught computer science and human computer interactions, or in other words, virtual reality. And he was given 3 to 6 months of healthy life before his cancer took over his body back in 2007. And at the time, Carnegie Mellon had a tradition of if today was your last day to live, what lecture would you give? And Dr. Pausch had an opportunity to give that famous last lecture, which was called Really Achieving Your Childhood Dreams. And as I was watching this hour and 60-minute long lecture on YouTube, Dr. Pausch gave incredible, moving insights that I wanted to share with you guys. The first one that he said was, bring something to the table and you'll be more welcomed. The first simple example I came up with instantly was going to a potluck one time and not bringing anything to the group or the event. And instantly when I went in, I would get those stares or people looking at me awkwardly, and I felt isolated. They forced me almost out of the group because I didn't bring something to the potluck and I was almost mooching off of what everyone else has made. And at this time, though, I remembered that giving to others is so important. And I've always remembered it since then because once I became mindful of this simple gesture, I started to see people willing to listen to me more, to give me more of a shot instead of pushing me away. So, this one idea of giving and bringing something to the table applies in all areas of life. If you're going to play for a baseball team or a sports team, to building a business, to your personal relationships, this philosophy holds so true. And the second thing that he said also caught my attention. And what he said was, if you decide to do something pioneering, you will get those arrows in the back. And I instantly thought of this one example when I was working at Johnson & Johnson. And I had this great idea of connecting interns with presidents and directors of the company for a day-long event to have a conversation about how to become more of a leader in the company. And I got very excited about this, so I went to the intern council that I was a part of and I pitched the idea, and the reaction wasn't what I was expecting. I got people saying things like, only 10 kids are probably going to show up, or this is going to cost a lot of money. And thankfully, I got the help of one other intern, and we put this event together. And me and her worked for 3 months on this, and the result was phenomenal. We got 40 interns to show up to this one event. We had presidents coming up to us at the end of this event and telling us congratulations for putting something amazing like this together. So tying this back to the saying of if you decide to do something pioneering or something innovative, you are going to get those pushbacks. You are going to get those arrows in the back because fundamentally as individuals, when we see something that's so foreign or so different, we're going to get people saying you can't do that or what are you doing, you're crazy. So you're going to get those feedback or you're going to get those things. So be aware of that. And the last thing that he said gave me the chills. And he said the best gift an educator can give is to get someone to become self-reflective. Right? That's pretty intense because I instantly remembered my 8th grade science teacher. And at the time I was very interested in science and I was very interested in space especially, and I wanted to become an astronaut just like any other kid at that time. And at the time when I was very interested, we were learning about space, and my teacher at the time, Dr. Vasone, said, you know what, I'm going to send you weekly emails to your parents' account and I want you to read them at home. And I didn't know what was happening at the time, but I realized something. He was helping me connect the dots of what I was learning in the classroom to what was happening in real life. And at the same time, he was helping me become more of an aware student or becoming more intentional with how to connect what I'm learning in the classroom to real life. So thank you, Dr. Vasone, for giving me that opportunity. At the end of this video that I was watching, there were so many things that Dr. Pausch talked about, and I wasn't able to say all of them, but these were the 3 big things that I really thought were very inspirational. And In the art of being mindful, I realized that we need to ask these questions. Questions like, if you had 3 months to live, ask yourself, what would be the life lessons that you'd want to give to your friends or your kids or your spouse? Or what would you like to be known for? And I like the last one better because that forces us to look at where we are currently in our life or our circumstances and kind of shift our perspective or shift the way we want to live our lives and start doing the things that make us happy.